na oge erugokwanụ m ga-eji gaa atinenta.
Oriakụ m, kedụkwanụ nke bụ atinenta?
Atinenta bụ mgbe nwaanyị dị ime gara ụlọ ọgwụ ndị dọkịta ele ya ahụ ịhụ na nne na nwa dị mma. Ọ bụrụgodu na nne ya bụ obiri na ajị ọcha, a ga-enye ya ọgwụ mgbochi ahụ nke ga-eme nwa ya agaghị ebute ọrịa ahụ.
Nwaanyị ọma, ngwanụ ka anyị gaa.
Ụlọ ọrụ National Orientation Agency bụ ụlọ ọrụ gọọmenti na-ahụ maka mgbasa ozi na nkụzi ezi akparamagwa n'obodo Nigeria.
This is 90 Minutes with Mathematical, coming to you live from Eagle 7 Sports Radio in Ogun State. Wasimi, to be precise. Well, that was the editorial. It can be found in 4 national newspapers, a syndicated column that I keep every Saturday morning. And if you like the hard copy, go out this morning and buy the Vanguard, the Guardian. Online, you will find it in Complete Sports and Niger Times. So that was the editorial, an intriguing piece about my dream into the future that would become possible. It would be possible. We're starting work immediately. And the one man that will be working very closely with me, who has been with me from the word go and has kept this project alive, we never stop thanking him. He will be doing all the talking this morning. The administrator of the Segun Odegbami International College and Sports Academy. He's there with them morning and evening. I am there occasionally, not every day. So I have the pleasure to welcome once again to Eagle 7 Sports Radio, Dennis Owumi. Good morning, Dennis.
Good morning, sir, and good morning, our listeners. It's nice to be here once again.
So this morning, they want to hear you clearly, and honestly. I said this is going to be an advert. It's not that it's going to be, this is an advert. And it's an essential one because I want to use this opportunity to extend the opportunities that exist and that will exist, more will exist in the coming months within our soccer project to all parents and children, boys and girls that have a dream of becoming great in their lives through the instrumentation or instrumentality of sport and education in combination. This morning, I have a parent already who is joining us from Asaba. Okay, I've just seen his name. This man sent all his children. He's an architect, and he sent all his 4 children, and they all passed through soccer. Unbelievable. But it's my pleasure to welcome from Asaba, architect Martin Odiaka. Good morning, architect.
Good morning, Chief. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Long time, oh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We've been on the journey of life.
Fantastic. Except that I can't see your face. I don't know if it's the quality of the Wi-Fi you are afraid of, but it would be great to put face to voice. If you can put on your video so we can see you. And I know that your son, one of the great products of soccer, is also joining us. He's in the United Kingdom, and he's one that we are always proud of. If you can, let us see your face. And I'm talking about Gerald Odiaka. Gerald, good morning.
Good morning, Chairman.
Wow, good to hear your voice again. I would love to see, the world will love to see your face because this is being streamed live, and it would be good to, as I said, put vision to audio so that it is clear. But anyway, let me start with Dennis here. The first thing that I'm sure everybody would want to know is what makes soccer different from every other school, secondary school, or every other academy, whether it is football academy or whatever. What makes soccer truly different and unique?
Yes, I am so happy to be here to speak about soccer. Any opportunity I have, I like to spread the soccer gospel to the world. Yeah, the question about what makes us unique, what makes us special, what makes us different from the rest is actually a combination of factors. It's not actually one major thing. But the major thing that stands us out as a learning institution would be the learning environment that is being created for young boys and girls to come into and also to thrive on. And I think that's one of the biggest asset that we have as a school. Unlike other conventional schools where students are assessed based on what they bring in terms of when you want to enroll them, what we do basically is that when we engage the students in interaction right from inception, we speak with the parents, we speak with the students, we try to find out who they are as human beings first, and then begin to look at if they fit the profile of students that we can enroll. And when we pass through that stage, we can now integrate them into the student body. And then within the school system, we have staff members who are trained specially to work with kids with this peculiar needs or interest, which is the combination of academics and sports. And when they come in there, they tend initially to gravitate towards what they know, and which for me is cool. But then we try to bring them into the awareness of what they can actually become in terms of fulfilling their full potentials if they can access all the support system that we can provide for them at soccer. And over the years, I can tell you categorically that we have actually changed lives. And
No, don't jump the gun. Don't jump the gun. Let's take it slowly and systematically.
all right.
First, soccer is a school,
Yes.
okay? It is a sports school.
Yeah.
It is not just a school. So, what's the difference? Just a school and a sports school. There must be a difference. That's what distinguishes, us from every other school.
Yes, like you said, we are a school and also we are an academy. But beyond that, we are a sports institution. And what it means invariably is that we have the ability, unlike others, to get students to actually assess the full complement of curricular studies in the regular Nigerian secondary school curriculum, as well as our own specialized sports curriculum. And that means that our students can be very proficient in academic work, commensurate with whatever you can find elsewhere in Nigeria and in the world, and also in sports. And I think that's something that is very instructive. I have to say here is that our sports curriculum is designed such that our students are not just proficient alone in the practical application of the knowledge they gained, but then in the theoretical side of it also, they understand sports in its entirety. And that means that aside becoming professional athletes when they graduate from the school, they also have the opportunity of delving into other aspects of the sports world, which I think is vast, and that puts them even ahead of whoever has played football or whoever has gone to school, regular school. So that's what stands us out.
Which is more important in soccer? Is it the sport or the education?
Yes, it's neither here or there. No, there. But for us particularly, our unique selling point is actually the sports component that we bring to students in the school. The sports is what attracts them, and that's our unique selling point. And the ability for us to improve students who have talent, because talent for us is not enough. Improving them technically, improving them tactically, improving them psychosocially and physically. But we also try to imbibe in them the right values that will make them thrive after even when they leave soccer.
So, the sport content, how rigorous, how vigorous is it pursued, and how rigorous is it? What hours, does the program take? How do the students combine these two within the normal, how many hours a day that they have? that aspect of it?
Yes, we like I said, we pride ourselves with being possibly the only school that can offer at least 4 hours of active training hours for students in the school, and we know definitely 4 hours every day. Yes, and we know definitely 4 hours is not enough to actually develop or build a proper professional athlete to get to the international standards. But within our system, we've been able to carve out 4 hours of daily training daily for our athletes, and that includes 1 hour training in the mornings between 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. and then between 4 to 7 p.m. in the evening. So if you can permit me, I would like to give a little rundown of our daily schedules for our listeners, so they can know what our students go through in soccer. On a regular day, the students wake up by 5:30 a.m. They have their morning to take care of their hostel. They have the morning devotion, and then they come out for their first morning drill, which is lasting for an hour between 6 to 7. And in those 1 hour, they get to do maybe they might do jogging. We have the gym. They can use the gym. And then in some instances, which have been scheduled in their curriculum, they could have actually a technical session for 45 minutes in the mornings. And that culminates by 7. Then they go to have their shower. They come to the school, to the dining hall by 7:30 to have their breakfast. Breakfast lasts between 7:30 to 8 p.m. When they now go back to the school, academic work starts by 8 o'clock. They have the assembly. Then between 8 o'clock and 2 p.m., they are fully engaged in academic work by professional trained teachers who work with them to develop them in the academic side of the school. Then they leave the school academic area by 2 p.m. They come to the dining hall to have their lunch. By between 2 and 3, they're having lunch. Then by 3 to 3:45 p.m., they have what we call a compulsory siesta period, where they tend to cool off from the first part of the day's work. Then by 4 p.m., they are back on the field again, and on the track again, and on the court for the main body of the training, which lasts between 4 to 7 p.m. When they end the training by 7 p.m., they go have a workshop in their hostel, and by 7:30, they are back in the dining hall for their compulsory dinner. Then after the dinner lasts between 7:30 to 8 p.m., and after that, they go have a little personal organization time, we call it. Then by 8:15 p.m. to 9:45 p.m., they are back in class. And what would they be doing in class? They'll be having what we call the prep hours. And what they get to do there is their assignments, their homework, both in academics and sports. Like I told you earlier on, I said there's a theoretical component to their sports training. So they get to do their assignments in those hours. Then between 9:45 to 10 p.m. we have a little 15-hour break for personal organization time. Then by 10 p.m., we have light out. And that rolls all down to 5:30 the next day. And that's how the program runs between Mondays to Fridays. Then on the weekends, compulsorily, we try to engage them in activities like if it's footballers, they get to play a game or two. And for the athletes, they get to have some internal raises where we try to evaluate their progress for the week. Because our sports curriculum is designed such that at the end of every week, we get to do an assessment to assess how well they've been able to execute the learning objective of that week. So that tells us that our program is rigorous, is impactful, but then it's something that is enjoyable as well. So it's a combination of every other thing that makes them who they become when they leave soccer.
One challenge that through the years that I have found is the sort of students that we enroll into our school. A lot of the parents bring their children because they have problem with the children. These children want to become JJ or Kocha or Chioma Ajunwa or Akim or Lajunwa, depending on the field of sport that they are interested in. That's all their interest. They want to be those people. And the parents want them to be doctors and lawyers and so on and so forth. So there's a conflict in the home between, the children wanting to pursue their passion in sports and, of course, the parents being wise to make sure that they get their education. And then they run to us. Tell us your own experience. How have we been able to marry these two, to convince the students to now take to academics and convince the parents that they can get the academics within the sports environment? Your own experience.
Okay. I want to actually, this particular question, I want to actually break it down into like, though we are 18 years old or they are at school, but however, I want to break it into eras. I want to break into eras. I would say between 2007 to maybe 2013, 14, we had a situation where we have parents who were only fixated on sports. They don't want they don't want an academic component. They just say, okay, come into the school. They expect their kids to come in. We train them. They know we offer some form of academics, but they don't actually ask for their results. They don't care. All they want is that they want soccer to develop them, get them ready for professional football, and possibly move them to the next level of their development. And in that particular period, I know we had a lot of struggle in getting those set of students to actually take a liking to academics. And that actually made us even better as an institution, because what it meant was that we were able to consult with educational consultants from the UK. We have a consultant from the UK who comes in regularly to work with our teachers and our staff generally on how to work with students with such peculiarities. And over the years, what we have also been able to develop and evolve as a school is the fact that we're able to develop a methodology that ensures that students who do have this kind of interest, a bias for sports rather than academics, we've been able to put in a system in place where we use their passion, which is sports, to drive their academics in a whole lot of ways. And over the years, we've had a serious success in this regards, because when they come in ab initio, they think they are coming to a football academy only. Even though we tell them it's a school, they say when they come to a football academy, they want to train in mornings, they train in the evenings, in between 8 and 2, they just pass through the motion of, okay, I'm in school, they don't pay attention to class. We had teachers then who struggled with such demographic of students. This one doesn't want to listen, she or she doesn't want to listen. But over the years, we now found out that what was actually missing was it the fact that we have these students who are not supposed to be in soccer, or we needed to work with our staff and teachers and coaches alike to be able to be equipped with the necessary skill set to be able to attend to the needs of this kind of demographic of students that we enroll into soccer. And then what we found out that we needed, not the students were never the problem, you understand, because taking an interest in sports is a good thing, it's a profitable thing, it's a honorable thing. So we found out that we needed as a school to evolve also to be able to be that kind of school, to be able to impact this kind of students. And then we started working intentionally with our teachers, our coaches, in devising pedagogical approaches to working with these students. And that led us into what we are now, which is a school that can afford to enroll a student who does not even have a single interest in in academics, come into soccer, and I can guarantee you that by the time he's leaving soccer, he would like academics to a certain level. And what we've done is one of the policies we put in place way back, which really helped most of our students who are now enjoying themselves in their areas of endeavor, is the fact that we put a policy in place where we train Mondays to Fridays. Parents pay us to train them Monday to Fridays, but on the weekends, we own the weekends games that we've set for our students. So what we do on the Friday is that we create what we call an academic assessment, which gives you the license to play the games on the weekends. So what that means is students will have to pass an academic test to be able to play football or to run at the sport on the weekend, because they want to play matches. They don't just want to train alone and don't play matches. So what we do is, what we put in place was the fact that we first of all evaluate the students to know their competence level in academics. So when we know how good they are, so we begin to develop them piecemeal. That means we graduate them slowly. So what it means is when we evaluate a student, when they come in and the student normally scored 30%, not a bad thing for us. We give them a realistic target to achieve, which is score 35 in mathematics or in English language, because we assess them in math, English, and a departmental subject, an elective. So you score 35, you score 30 when you came in, when we assessed you, we tell you to score 35 marks, score 5 more marks, then you get to play on the weekends. So when we started, they struggled, so we scored 32, 33, they would beg, I want to play, I need to play. And most cases, they are actually very talented sportsmen that are struggling with academics. So what we did was, when we knew that we were insisting that if you don't score 35, you don't get to play, they've missed out on a lot of games. So slowly and gradually, we found out there is this community thing with the students. They start helping themselves out. Let me teach you. Let me put you through. We need you to play the game on the weekend. So slowly they start to develop what we call good work ethics among themselves and teams building. Because they know that I need a striker. My striker is the best scorer, and we lost last week because he did not play. So the goalkeeper might be the best in mathematics. So he calls the attacker, come, let me teach you. Let me teach you this part of this mathematics you don't understand. So on Friday, you get to pass it, and then we can have a full complement on the weekend. And over the years, we found out that has actually helped our students to develop on their own in terms of getting the interest in sports, because they don't see the correlation between academics and sports. So that's a big challenge. So when we now started devising, or we started developing our own unique sports curriculum, where students also get to sit in class, get studies in sports, and also make it that subject examinable, you find out that they love it. They love answering questions that have to do with sports. So it tells us that it's not actually that they're not good academically, it's just that they don't want it. So gradually they start attending classes, sports classes, they enjoy it, and we try to create a synergy also with the teacher. We try to create a synergy between academics and sports. And how does that work out? For instance, if somebody is teaching mathematics, you're teaching probability. You talk about the probability of Victor Osimhen scoring a goal in a game, and we've given you the data that in 12 matches he scored 4 goals in 12 matches. And I would not ask him, what is the probability of Osimhen scoring a goal the next game? If you put it like that, they will say, okay, Osimhen scored 12, and now 4 goals in 12 games. But if you said, what the probability of picking a red ball from a bag of
oranges,
12 oranges, and then it's not relatable to them. So, but when you tell them, Osimhen scored 12 goals were scored in a team, and Osimhen has scored 4 goals in those 12. What is the probability of Osimhen being the person to score the next goal? You see, they can easily, they're interested. They love Osimhen. They love football. So they would ask me, okay, how can he score it? But when you now put them through the process that, okay, he scored 12, it's going to be 12 over 4, what that be? They know that, okay, that means, it's that simple. So that's the methodology we use to teach our students, and gradually they begin to get involved academically. They begin to apply themselves academically, and at the end of the day, they find out that it is not that hard. Mm-hmm. You understand? It's not that hard. Actually, academics is not that hard. I know we have a little issue with our curricular development in Nigeria, where students are actually made to sit for exams where we expect them not to pass. You understand? So, but then I think with what we are doing at SOCA, which I think is novel, which is something that people should have to come and look at and study and be able to apply in their schools, is the fact that we've designed methodologies that would help our students to be better in academics, and definitely that help them also to become better sportsmen.
Wow, that was a marathon. This is 90 Minutes with Mathematical, and we are X-raying the Segun Odegbami International College and Sports Academy. 103.7 FM, Eagle 7 Sports Radio. And yes, I have my parents waiting, Martin Odiaka. Just give us a second, we'll go take a message, and when we come back, we'll add you to the conversation. And of course, my great guy, he's in the UK now, Gerald. It will be good to hear your voice after the break.
Antinenta. obiri na chiocha. Atineta, gawa atineta, gawa atineta, wani dime, gawa atineta. Nanyo. Ọkwa ịma na oge erugokwanụ m ga-eji gaa atinenta.
Oriakụ m, kedụkwanụ nke bụ atinenta?
Atinenta bụ mgbe nwaanyị dị ime gara ụlọ ọgwụ ndị dọkịta ele ya ahụ ịhụ na nne na nwa dị mma. Ọ bụrụgodu na nne ya bụ obiri na ajị ọcha, a ga-enye ya ọgwụ mgbochi ahụ nke ga-eme nwa ya agaghị ebute ọrịa ahụ.
Nwaanyị ọma, ngwanụ ka anyị gaa.
ụlọ ọrụ National Orientation Agency bụ ụlọ ọrụ gọọmenti na-ahụ maka mgbasa ozi na nkụzi ezi akparamagwa n'obodo Nigeria.
This is our conversation, X-raying the Segun Odegbami International College and Sports Academy. It's almost 20 years now since this school, was founded, and it's been running for 18 of those years. Well, my main guest today is the administrator of the school, Dennis Owumi. He's been answering questions I have waiting, but we have challenges with Wi-Fi now. As soon as we are reconnected, we'll be connecting with architect Martin Sudiaka from Asaba, who sent 4 of his children to Soka. It would be interesting to find out why. And one of them will be joining us, Gerald Odiaka, who is now in the United Kingdom. He has succeeded. I think he's doing his master's now in the UK. So it will be good to hear from both of them. So whilst we are waiting to be reconnected, Dennis is still here. He'll be answering my questions first, and later in the show, he'll be answering yours. So, location. Many parents, would call and say, where is that school? Where is that school? And tell us about the school. What's the capacity of the school in terms of population? And what do you do? Sciences? Do you do the arts? Do you do this? Do you do that? Are there girls in the place? Do you have day students and all that? So give us all those details now, Dennis.
Yes. First and foremost, I think, like you said, it's instructive. We let them know what SOCA is. SOCA is the Segun Odegbami International College and Sports Academy. It's a co-educational secondary school.
Meaning
is for boys and girls, where young boys and young girls between the ages of 10 to 17 are enrolled to continue their academic development in running the Nigerian secondary school curriculum, as well, like I said, our specialized sports curriculum. And we are located kilometer 54/26, Lagos Abeokuta Expressway, Wasimi Relay in the Wekoro local government area of Ogun State. And when I say Lagos Abeokuta Expressway, I'm not talking about the Shagamu bypass. I'm talking about the Abeokuta Songwater Yanokbaja access. I know many parents used to have this issue in the past where they say, well, Lagos Abeokuta, their mindset goes straight up to the Bafo axis. No, we are along the Songwater A4 Ewekoro Wasimi Abeokuta axis. That's where the school is located, in a serene environment that is very, very conducive for learning, away from the noise and bustle of society.
What's the capacity of the school and the girls-boys ratio and so on? I know, as we've been speaking, everybody would think this is a machine that is running very, very smoothly. Everything is working well. Yeah. We've never had our full capacity. We have all kinds of challenges, hiccups here and there, and parents that will complain, of course, and so on and so forth. Take us through that. What's the capacity?
Yes, the school is built as it stands now to create a capacity of 120 students maximum. That's the initial capacity we have in the school, and that's what we still have for now, though we are having a new female dorm now. So we have 120 capacity hostel for the boys, but currently we are just about 100 students in the school as we speak, so we are not running at full complement. And I think one of the major issues we had with that has to do with the fact that we do not have a sitting female dorm on campus. We have an accommodation for the female students in Wasimi environment, but not actually on the campus. So now we are building a 40-bed, high quality, top of the art female dormitory in the school, which will house 40 girls. And I know definitely that will drive our population definitely to the maximum optimal level, which is 120. We don't intend to go beyond that because we are a specialist institution where we want to be able to give our students the premium attention when it comes to their development academically and basically also in sports.
So let's take that again. Capacity. 120 students.
Yeah.
The girls, 40.
40 girls.
The boys, 80.
Boys, yeah.
And this is because there are 6 classes.
Yes, we run the full complement of classes, that is from GS1 all the way to SS3, and we are set up to accommodate just 20 students per class. So we have only one arm in each of the classes. That means GS1 is 1 arm, GS2 1 arm, GS3 1 arm, SS1, SS2 1 arm each. So that means 20 per class times 6. That gives us a maximum optimal level of 120 students.
We have Martin Odiaka back online. Good morning, architect.
Good morning, sir.
Wow, the question that the whole world will want to hear is how come this local school in a local village in Wasimi, you are doing very well as an architect, and then you decide to take your children not to King's College in Lagos or to British International or any one of those schools, but you decided to take 4 of your children to soccer. Tell us about it.
Okay, sir. I will start from the beginning so that you have a clear picture of how this whole dream started. My son is here today, Gerald Odiaka, an alumni of TIA, which metamorphosed into soccer that we all know it to be today. Yes, when he was 10 years, we were just discussing, and I wanted to know what he wanted to become when he grew up. He told me he wanted to play soccer and he wanted to study fine arts. I can remember, he was just 10. That was in 2010. I kept that in mind. And then I was an ardent reader of a complete sports paper. You know, in the process, I came across an advert for this same institution or school, then TIA. I read through, and something struck me because when he told me he wanted to study fine arts, because I was an architect, I knew that was a creative endeavor, and he wanted to play soccer. I needed a place where he could combine both, and that was a challenge. I've looked at all the schools in Delta, Asaba, surroundings, and there was nothing like that until I came across that advert, and something struck me. First of all, the facilities. But the location was a bit of a problem for me. But I grew up traveling with my parents who were civil servants. Bendel State, been to the north, I've been to the southwest, I've been to the east too. So I was not so perturbed about the distance. And luckily I had a cousin who was a lecturer. And so he grew up in my house, Uche Diaka. He's a lecturer in Abeokuta there, Funab. I called him up and I said, go look at this school and see what you can make of it. He went there, called me and said, Uncle, I've been to the school. The school is okay, but the school is not fenced. I said, that's the only problem. He said, yes, because I attended St. Patrick's College, Asaba. You know, I said, okay, don't worry. I'm coming to Lagos so time. I'll come so that we'll go there. I came to Abeokuta, went to the school, and I met the principal then, I think Mr. Otubo, yeah?
Yeah.
He took me around the school. I saw the facilities. I was wowed in this village. And I said, why is the school here? He said, no, this is the home of the owner of the school. He pointed down the hill and said, that's his village, that's his father's house, that roof, that brown roof. I said, oh, okay. So what about the security issue? He said, no, that they don't need fence, that this school is for everybody in the community, that they secure the place, that they don't need any fence. And I said, okay, noted. But he made a statement, which I will never forget. He told me that, look, sir, Because while I was there, another parent came making inquiries too. He told both of us that, look, give us your child and we'll give you a man at the end of the day. That stuck. And from the things I saw, I just told my cousin Ucha, and I said, look, I like the school. Gerald will come here. And I started the process. That was how he went. And anytime he came home for holidays, he was always telling his younger ones, that he likes the place. This, that. They finish school, they go to sports. And for me, that was the right way, because I was in SPC and I was in the boarding house. You know, when you finish studies in the morning, we go do sports for 2 hours. Don't know rigorous. So I saw this whole soccer setup, TIA then, as the best place to put them, because it does one thing to the kids. It reduces their time to engage in vices or unwholesome activities. Because when they finish school, academics, use their brain, they go and do sports physically. When they come back, they are all tired. They rest, and it continues day after day. That was the story, and that was how we started a soccer sojourn. So from one child to the other, anyone that goes there will bring very good stories to his siblings, till the last one, which is even my daughter, and the only girl of the family, told me that she wanted to go to the school too. And that's how all of them passed through the school for 10 good years.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. You deserve a national award.
And come back the same day to Asaba by road. Because they always tell me there's a competition, there's this, they're going to play match. And I'm an ardent sports lover. And I'll tell them, okay, if I'm free, I'll make a trip to Abeokuta. And I did. I always carry one or two of my friends or relations. I would travel down. Echo Jenny knows. He knows. I always call him before I leave Delta, maybe at 5 or 6 a.m.
And you would come and be a spectator and watch their games and stay in a hotel.
Yes.
Fantastic. But let's hear Gerald's voice. Gerald is a man now. And the man is in the UK. And the man is
doing his masters.
Yes, and he's doing his masters. Gerald, good morning.
Good morning, Chairman.
Now, your voice now is that of a very big man.
How are you?
How are you doing, my brother?
I'm good. And you?
Okay. So just tell us what you are doing now. And your father has told us the story, but tell us after leaving soccer. Just, take us on that small journey.
Okay. So, after leaving soccer,
it was TIA then, don't worry, but it's still the same thing.
Okay. After leaving soccer, I decided to go to university. Yeah. So at the start, obviously, like my dad said, I wanted to study fine arts and play football, but there are lots of things that came into place at that point, and I couldn't go ahead to study fine arts, even if it was what I love to do. So because of certain circumstances, I went on to study mass communication at Novena University in Delta State there. One of the reasons why, this is me speaking as a child at that time, one of the reasons why I decided not to study fine arts anymore was because after leaving secondary school, a lot of people, you know how Nigerians are, and when you say, oh, what do you want to study? And a lot of people were asking me that question when I finished from soccer. What would you like to study? And I would say fine arts. And their reactions would be like a form of disappointment or something like that. And you'd be like, oh,
you want to be a sign writer.
What kind of course is that? This and that. And it left me thinking. So eventually, long story short, I went on to study fine arts because sorry, I went on to study mass communication at Novena University. Stayed 4 years there. I graduated with my BSc degree. And after that, mind you, I played football at the side too, because soccer had instilled that character development in me to be able to combine both as I move through in life. So after my 4 years in Novena University studying mass communication, I decided, because after studying mass communication, I decided to look for something I could do that would bring me back to what I loved at the start, which is finance. So I went into graphic designing. I took courses for graphic designing. I knew, yeah, okay, this is related to arts and stuff like that. So I took courses for graphic designing. I learned how to do graphic design and all. And eventually, I got an admission in the UK to do my master's in digital and visual communication.
Wow.
That's what I'm currently doing at the moment.
Look, all I will say is congratulations.
Yes.
One thing that we never did in soccer, outside the first 2 years. In the first 2 years, we actually went out to look for the most gifted young boys and girls out there. We actually did national enrollment of students. We did tests in different parts of the country to try and get the best talented students, even if they had problem academically, to the school. But after that, we just admitted we had no even pattern. Anybody who was interested, passionate, and so on, just come in. You don't have to be super gifted in anything to come into the school, because the promise is not that we are going to make you the best in the world, but we are going to make you the best version of yourself in the world. So many of our students go on to still pursue their dreams outside of sports. You don't have to, when you graduate, still go into the sports business or the sports subject. You can be, as Gerard has just done, a graphic scientist, and yet you still be participating in your sport. Anyway, a comment from you, Dennis. You've listened to the architect and his fascinating story as to how he brought 4 of his children, including his daughter, that beautiful girl, And then here is Gerald, who is doing very well in the UK. Congratulations, Gerald, anyway.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, I just want to say congratulations to Gerald and to the Odiaka family, because I think they are one of our best representation of what we do at soccer, which is the fact that we create value for parents who have kids who have interest and passion for sports and who also want to combine that with their academics. And throughout their stay in soccer, I would say categorically that 4 of them they were stellar in their performance as athletes and also in character. So, it's instructive to also know that all of them were prefects whilst they were in soccer.
Wow.
So that they were the head boy. Definitely, Denise was the head girl. Gerard was assistant head boy. The same thing with Martin's younger brother was assistant head boy, and same for Uche, who was the one that left before Ife. So they were all athletes, good athletes. They were all good athletes.
It's in the genes, eh? Martin, so were you a sportsman yourself? How come do you know all these things are in your genes?
I played soccer when I was in secondary school for my hostel, not the school team. I played for my platoon 10 when I was serving in Anambra State.
Come, what of their mom? Tell us about their mom. She must be the athlete. She must be the athlete.
Sir?
I said it must have come from their mom then. Their mom must have been the one with the genes. Oh. Yeah. But that's fantastic. Don't worry, the Wi-Fi, Asaba is far from Abeokuta. But but let's cover some more ground. Once again, this is 90 Minutes with Mathematical, 103.7 FM, Eagle 7 Sports Radio, believe it or not. And we're having a conversation with the Diaka family he sent 4 of his children to the Segun Odegbami International College and Sports Academy when it was the International Academy, TIA. Well, it still is that name, but the Segun Odegbami gives the institution, a clearer and better identity. That's why the name has been changed. So, Dennis, so many parents would be interested now to enroll their child. We are going into a new academic year in September, October. So what would be the process this time? And how did we actually fund this program? Because people would expect that it's going to be an expensive venture, which it is.
Yeah.
And yet it is one of the cheapest schools in the world. So tell us about that aspect of it.
Yes, like you said, expectedly that enrolling a child in this school is expensive. The fact that our fees are mostly subsidized, such that we can be able to accommodate parents who may not have the resources to bring their kids to the school. But however, over the years, in the last 18 years, we've had little or no increments in school fees that will be commensurate with what we offer as a school. And as a result, that has stalled some of the development that we normally should have in the school, because the fees we charge are nowhere near the standards in terms of academics or in sports. And basically what it means is that we most times have to go cap in hand in begging this proprietor for funds to be able to execute most of our projects. Because I will tell you for a fact that if you actually want to get the very best in terms of conditions, facilities, equipment, processes being put in place to get students to the very top of their sports and academic endeavor, it is very, very expensive. So as we speak right now, we are actually charging 45% of what we should ordinarily be charging parents for bringing their kids to the school. Though we are going to have some form of an increment in the next academic session, but definitely it will be nowhere near what it should be, because we are also working on other people to also see if they can come in to provide some form of support for the school. Because what we are planning for the next academic session is so huge, because the expectation levels are higher. And for us also, we want to be able to achieve a certain level of our objectives, which we set many years ago, which is still remaining unfulfilled. And I think we should start aiming or striving to achieving those. And for that to work, we would need actually to improve our processes. And improving our process will also involve also the financial commitment, which part of it will be borne by the parents, and also the proprietor and other well-wishers can also come in to support.
Okay. Well, the telephone line is open now. We'll be able to take 1 or 2 calls. Time is running fast. This is Eagle 7 Sports Radio, 103.7 FM, reaching you from Wasimi in Ogun State. And the school is just a stone throw from where we are, broadcasting this morning. And the students actually have access to the facilities here, particularly those of them that are interested in mass communication. They can come here and start their learning process in the studio here. Do you still have your program here?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so that's one of it. So you can call now. The number is 0700 2255 1037. 0700 2255 1037 or 081 2782 8497. So, well, we have heard from a family, the Odiaka family, and I think we can just let them go. We have Wi-Fi challenges, but with Dennis, so there's this thing that interests so many people that many people don't know about. We actually had students from Borno State come to the school. Borno State, Boko Haram affected children who were not going to school in Borno at the height of Boko Haram many years ago. And the governor agreed that they should come down to the southwest to come to this school. They were not interested, of course, in the academics. You tested them. And so just give us a brief on that story and the situation today.
Yes, I know in the year 2013 we were able to enroll 5 students from the Borno. We had 5 students from Borno State coming under the auspices of the Borno State government on scholarship. So when they came in, I think I went to receive them on the first day they came in somewhere in Abeokuta, I think, to bring them to the school. And what baffled me was I was actually speaking to them. I thought they understood what I was saying, and they were smiling. So I assumed, okay. I said, guys, well, let's go. I was now walking. I looked back, and they were still standing. They were still talking, smiling. I was like, okay, definitely they were not smiling at me. So that I now came back.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello? Yes.
So I now got back to them. I said, let's go. And they were just still looking at me. So that made me realize immediately that they do not understand English language. So I now said, okay. I now used my hands as just for them to follow me, and they followed me, and we came to the school, met the principal then. They did an evaluation for them. And after the evaluation, it was seen that 3 of them would be managed into the SS1 class then, because that was the club. We didn't have a junior arm then. So we said, okay, these 3 could probably survive with time when they come into the SS1 classes, and then we work with them. And but 2 others definitely had no basic educational foundation. So those 2, we had to design special classes for them in literacy. And we developed that center for learning, research and learning in the school, where we had to put those 2 boys to proper use, and the other 3 students were integrated into the school. And but however, they were good football players. 3 of them were very good football players. So it helped them also to be integrated into the system, because one was they did not feel that they were inferior, because in sports they were at par with some of the best footballers we had. And then academically, they knew they were struggling. And then that's one thing, I'm just going to deviate a little. That's one thing the learning environment in soccer makes better for everybody that comes in, is the fact that we can accommodate you regardless of your academic antecedents. If you are good in sport, you'll find your place. You understand? The environment is designed such a way that every child will have an opportunity to evolve and develop at his own pace. So when they came in, we worked with them for 3 years. And at the end of the 3 years, they sat for their WAEC examinations, and 3 of them passed properly. They passed all the subjects, 9 subjects they put in for. Then the 2 other students that we had in the special classes were able to also develop new skills in graphics. Yeah, we had to set up a graphics class for them. They were good in graphics at the point, and then they went back home, and then they sought admissions into universities, and 3 of them got admissions: University of Maiduguri, Ramat Polytechnic, and as we speak today, they are graduates.
Wow. Well, I cannot but just thank you for the great work that you are doing in that school, and going forward now, because as I said in my editorial, this is an advertisement. It is truly an advertisement. I'm advertising to parents, to young boys and girls. Very few of them would have opportunity to come into soccer, but we want to welcome them. We want the best of them to come there and to go through the experiences that are available, and to utilize the opportunities that the coming to that school will provide them. So we are thinking into the future now. And as I said in the editorial, the future is now. We have a new athletics program. We have tennis coming up. And of course, we have our football, which is our strongest area. So talk briefly about each one of them, projecting into the future.
Yes, let me see. For we said we have actually 4 academies which are running currently in the school. We have the athletics academy, the basketball academy, the tennis, and the football academy. The basketball academy is not as functional as it should be because we don't have enough athletes in that department for now. And also the tennis academy, we don't have much, but we have a state athlete who is with us, she trains, and she's also a good athlete. And definitely we are looking at improving in that area as well, so we can get more tennis players to come in to be able to work with us and be able to provide opportunities for them as well. Then for athletics, that's one that excites me the most. And that's where we are going to make enough effort to make sure we're getting as much girls as possible into this academy because of the opportunities that are bound for the the girl child in athletics now in the world. We are definitely going to be welcoming a professional, renowned athletics coach to the school in September, and I cannot even wait to start getting to work with him because we spoke some time in the past, and we were unable to resolve. I think we've resolved it now. He's coming in. The athletics department is going to be fully functional and fully operational because we have great athletes in the school. We just want to put the right process in place so that any other athlete that comes in now will definitely be able to benefit from it. So we are also working with some other organizations, I think, to get some other athletes to come into the school. And hopefully by September, we'll have a better running grass track. And also we have a grass track currently, which we are going to refurbish and maintain properly so that it will be fully functional in September. And we are going to also work to ensure that we get all those athletes engaged in competitions because I think that's one of the things we've not done enough on, and we're going to work on more competition for athletes. We're going to design more programs for them to improve them and also to put them out for people to see what we are doing as a school in terms of athletics academy. Then for the football academy, that's like you said, that's basically where we are, one of our strongest points as a school. Our students are actually enjoying when it comes to football in soccer. The reason why I'm saying that is in the past 2 or 3 years, any student who is a footballer who comes into the football academy in soccer has had an experience as a league player. Yeah, they've had experience as a league player. They've played in numerous leagues across Ogun State, across the local government, and we do this basically to assess their abilities competing with their age mates across various club sites or academies in the state and beyond. And I will tell you for a fact that in the last 1 year, I've seen a lot of our players evolve as athletes into better athletes in terms of football. They have a better understanding of the technique, the tactics of the game now. And then with the curriculum that we redesigned last year, I can see that they have a better grasp of what football actually entails in terms of the theoretical understanding, in terms of the application of the theoretics that comes with football. And our students are definitely now ready for any challenge that might come their way. As a result also, because what we do is that we record our games, we try to stream it, we try to send it to people out there to see if they can create opportunities for them. And I can tell you for a fact that in the last 3 weeks, we've been able to get some good news for some of them. One of them got an admission, a scholarship to the US now, and also we had 3 of them will be going to India on full scholarship as well. And in January this year, for the very first time in the history of the school, a female athlete, a footballer, an athlete as well, got a full scholarship to study in the US. She's actually making great strides in the US as we speak. So that's a testament to the fact that our academies are actually up and running, and there are a lot of opportunities that can be harnessed if you have what it takes. And if time and chance works in your favor, you could definitely be able to access some of these opportunities that come with being a student at the Segun Odegbami International College and Sports Academy at this time.
103.7 FM, Eagle 7 Sports Radio. Yes, we are running quickly out of time. I wish I could reconnect with the Odiakas so that we can take one last word from them. But we are projecting into the future as we start the countdown to the end of today's show. I can say this for certain that the Tennis Academy program is going to be energized and reinvigorated because there's a program, Sadiq Abdullahi is championing it from the US. and it's been in incubation for the past few years. In September, it would actually take off maximally.
As a passing shot, I want to really, really thank TIA, soccer, for the way they've helped in not only training my children, but making them so independent in anywhere they find themselves. Because they actually provided them the tools to take decisions on their own and be able to live up to most of their expectations and our expectations as parents. We know how the country is today. We know the vices that are on the streets, but because of the training they got from soccer, I don't have issues with their conduct or their attitude anywhere they've been and anywhere they'll be in the future. So I want to say you people did a really good job. It was not easy, it was tasking, but I give God the glory, and I encourage other parents to not only send their kids or children to soccer, but to also know that the training is complete. Your principals too told me then that when a child attains academic excellence, it becomes super. But when you add sports to it, the child becomes a superstar.
I like that.
So
I like
it's been
that.
playing out for all my kids. From the first to the last, yes.
Architect
Yes.
Martin Sodiaka.
Thank you, sir. And thank you.
I want to thank you
everyone.
for this lovely morning and for your very kind words. You have completed this morning's advertisement for me. Have a wonderful day and salute all the children. Salute all the children. Thank you. Well, I come back to Dennis. We have run out of time. But your final words as we go into our next academic year, our next academic session, the message for Nigerians out there, this, although it's an advertisement, we have very little space in the school. It's not as if we are looking for any large population, but there's some space. We have a few scholarships that are on offer, and yes, children that are gifted. This time we pay a little more attention, that are gifted and are passionate about their sport, but are willing to combine this with education, would find a place that will fit into their dreams. So, Dennis, just last words from you. Over to you.
Yeah, this is a message to all parents who have young boys and girls who are of secondary school age and who is looking for a school where they can be able to harness their potentials for them in such a way that academically they will be good, in sports they can be top athletes. Soccer is the place for you. You better make your inquiries now so that we can reserve a spot for you, because we have very limited spaces left for the 2025-2026 academic session. We are. How
do they make these inquiries? From where?
Yes, you can reach out to me by calling these lines: 080 34 90 1541. I take that again: 080 34 90 1541. That's the line to reach out to me, because the spaces left are very, very competitive.
Online? What of online?
Then online, you can always definitely send us a message on Facebook at Soccer School. You can drop a message for us at Soccer School _Soccer School. That's our Facebook handle. Then our TikTok handle is Soca111. Soca is SOCA 111. And then at WhatsApp, you can definitely, the numbers I called is also the WhatsApp line. You can drop a message for us if you want to make inquiries about it.
What of the website?
Yes, our website currently is down. We're trying to work on that, so you may not be able to access that for now. So you can actually reach us out on our social media handles and the phone lines which have dropped. Like I said, we have limited spaces available for the 2025-2026 academic session. Any student who is fortunate enough to be enrolled in soccer in the next academic session is in for a very, very exciting time. So I look out to receiving as many of you that want to make inquiries and meeting our requirements.
And because we have a few seconds, the girls, what is now on offer? Because, parents would come, they are not happy so much with the situation of the girls. What is different this time?
What we have in place in soccer for the girls is an ultra-modern 40-bed female dormitory on campus for girls now. And that is so exciting in the fact that our girls will be integrated into the school properly in the next academic session. The current girls in school cannot wait to get started in the next academic session. And then there's also opportunities for the girls. We have 40 spaces for girls, which I think I can prioritize for girls to come in, because we have the tennis academy, we have the athletics academy, and the football academy is open for girls who have the gifts, who have the talent, who also want to combine that with their academics. They are definitely welcome to come to soccer and to be able to achieve their dreams of becoming professional athletes and also successful in academics as well.
Well, that's all we're going to be having this morning. Thank you, Dennis Omumi, for the great work that you have done. We thank you for the work that you are going to do, and we pray that God will reward you abundantly. Amen. for all your hard work and your commitment and your loyalty to the cause of soccer. The female dormitory, that is something that it would be a major point of conversation in the next few months when it will be opened and commissioned. It is by the grace, by the support of one Nigerian that we shall publicly acknowledge when the time is ripe. He came, he saw, and he fulfilled for us a dream that had lasted 10 years. We couldn't finish, but he had just come and added, the spice for what was there before. We shall be dealing with that later. But it's been wonderful. Thank you, Martin Odiaka and Gerald Odiaka, for being a part of it. Olusoji, you are not able to join us, but thank you for all your support for the school. And once again, soccer, it is a dream, an impossible dream that is being made possible. So join us again next week when we bring you another issue. And until then, bye for now.
Alhaji, kai shiri?
Shirin me?
To yau ranar awo ne ko ka manta ne?
Kai na gaji zuwa awon nan naku. Kowane rana ne ko antinenta kuke kiran shi?
A asibiti ne za a taimaka mana wurin tsare jarirai daga cuta mai karya garkuwar jiki.
Oh, haka ne? To tashi mu je da wuri-wuri.
To mai gida.
Wannan sako ne daga kungiyar masu kula da waɗanda ke dauke da cuta mai karya garkuwar jiki naka, tare da haɗin gwiwar hukumar faɗakarwa da wayar da kan jama'a ta ƙasa.
Àǹtí wo la tún fẹ́ lọ bá?
Antinata ni ètò ìtọ́jú tó máa ń ṣe fún àwọn aláboyún ní àsìkò tí wọ́n bá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ní oyún wọn. Ó dá kí àwọn aláboyún máa lọ fún ìtọ́jú yìí. Ó ṣeé ṣe kí aláboyún tó bá tiẹ̀ ní àìsàn kògbóògùn lára kí wọ́n ṣe ìtọ́jú fún tí ọmọ tó bá máa bí kò dẹ̀ ní àìsàn kankan lára. Á dẹ̀ bímọ náà wẹ́rẹ́. Ó ṣáà ti rí ìtọ́jú ní kókó.
Mi ò mọ òye ajá lọ.
Ìkéde yìí wá láti ọ̀dọ̀ àjọ tí ń kápá àrùn kògbóògùn NACA pẹ̀lú àjọṣọwọ́pọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ìtanijí sí ojúṣe ẹni NOA.